Today we have some very good news for commuters who rely on the Northeast Corridor to get in and out of New York. Effective at 12:01 a.m. yesterday, the United States Coast Guard halted all marine traffic on the Hackensack River that requires opening of Amtrak's Portal Bridge during peak morning and afternoon rush hours with only limited exceptions. This order was granted at my request along with Senator Booker and Governor Murphy, and later Amtrak. And I want to thank both Senator Booker and Governor Murphy, who unfortunately couldn't be here today to share this much welcome news for rail riders. I also want to thank Amtrak for doing all it could to help ease the pain for commuters. In a moment, you'll hear from State Transportation Commissioner Diane Gutierrez-Scacchetti, who also serves as New Jersey Transit Chair, Greg Schultz from Amtrak, and Steve Sigmund from the Gateway Development Corporation. And I also want to acknowledge Zach McHugh, who is here on behalf of Senator Booker. The Portal Bridge is the linchpin of the entire Northeast Corridor. Over 200,000 Amtrak and New Jersey Transit riders cross it each and every day. But that rickety old span is more than 100 years old, and it's falling apart. Every time it swings open, it runs the risk of failing. And every time that wooden structure jams, or fails to lock in place, or catches fire, it wreaks havoc on our entire transportation network and leaves commuters in a world of pain. Tens of thousands stranded on trains and station platforms, countless more stuck in gridlock as more cars take to our roads, lost hours for workers, less productivity for business, late fees for parents who can't pick up their kids from daycare on time, missed job interviews, doctor's appointments. I could go on. But the point is this: every time the Portal Bridge fails, the disruptions spread across our transportation system faster than the plague. And it's that much worse when the Portal Bridge fails during peak hours, when the number of people traveling the Northeast Corridor is at its highest. Last year alone, we had 5 massive service disruptions along the Northeast Corridor due to a Portal Bridge failure, including 2 on the same day. On October 30th of last year, the Portal Bridge opened and failed to close not once, but twice. Once towards the tail end of the morning commute, and then again just as most folks were getting ready to leave work and head home. The result? 148 New Jersey Transit trains delayed or canceled, impacting 150,000 passengers, and 16 Amtrak trains delayed, affecting another 5,600. A year ago today, a bridge failure at 4:30 a.m. grinded the rails to a halt for hours, well into the morning rush. 112 Amtrak and New Jersey Transit trains canceled. Another 34 delayed. 66,000 passengers directly affected. The timing of these failures matters a great deal in terms of the impact on the entire system and the people depending on it. Consider the other 2 last year, which occurred during off-peak times. The failure on January 11th took place during the work week, but it happened mid-morning, not during rush hour. It still hurt, but not nearly as bad as it could have been. 30 canceled New Jersey Transit and Amtrak trains, 69 delayed, about 30,000 passengers affected. And February 3rd was a Saturday afternoon. Only 3 Amtrak and 8 New Jersey Transit trains experienced delays. Clearly, what time the Portal Bridge swings matters a great deal. That's why, along with Senator Booker and Governor Murphy, we sent a letter to the Coast Guard, which has jurisdiction over maritime traffic and authorizes openings of swing bridges like the Portal Bridge. To limit the impact of the bridge's openings and more prevalent failures, we asked the Coast Guard to restrict larger vessels from transversing the Hackensack River in Kearney during the peak morning and afternoon commutes. With instruction from the Coast Guard, we asked Amtrak to formalize that request, which they did without hesitation. And I'm pleased to say the Coast Guard has answered our call. The order now in effect along the Hackensack River effectively bans large vessels that would require the Portal Bridge to open from passing through during the hours of 5 to 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. to 8 p.m., with one limited exception due to tidal restrictions. We anticipate that would be few and far between, and that would still require a minimum of 2 hours notice. The order stands for the next 6 months and can be extended, something that we intend to advocate for. Taking this significant step will help alleviate pressure on the Portal Bridge, restore some reliability to the system, and most importantly, give riders some peace of mind. And it's a compromise that allows both our region's critical maritime and rail sectors to continue to thrive. But in closing, let me make it clear. This is a temporary fix to a much larger problem. The best thing we can do for commuters and for our entire region is to replace the Portal Bridge and complete the Gateway project. Senator Booker and I fought to secure a $16 million federal Tiger grant to initiate the preliminary work on Portal. That work was completed on time and on budget. The required environmental reviews are done, and the bi-state delegations have worked hard to stash money in the federal budget to keep Gateway moving. Portal is ready to go. All we need is President Trump to step up and put pettiness aside. He is literally the only thing standing in the way of a gateway towards a new future. We're sitting on a transportation ticking time bomb. The Portal Bridge and Hudson rail tunnels, which were damaged by Sandy, must be replaced. The longer we wait, the greater the risk of a transportation Armageddon. With the President fully on board, we can get Gateway done faster and cheaper. In the meantime, as the ranking Democrat on the Senate's Transit Subcommittee, I'll keep doing everything I can to ensure we have a safe and reliable rail system, including reaching agreements like this one. Everyone knows it's going to take years to build Gateway, and I hear it from frustrated commuters who ask, well, what are you going to do to help me now? Well, limiting when the Portal Bridge can open is a good place to start. This agreement will help us reduce the risk of future failures and ultimately prevent the kind of massive disruptions that wreak havoc on New Jersey's families' lives.